Welcome to our podcast. Welcome back to At Home on the Lakeshore, where we talk about home loans with our local home loan experts at UnitedOne Credit Union. My name is Mike, and this is episode number 10. Woo
Woo
woo!
woo! All
Yeah,
right.
we did
Double
it.
digits.
We made it to double digits.
Doesn't seem like we've done 10 already. Wow.
It's gone pretty quickly. It's pretty awesome. We do this podcast about once a month, and so here we are. In a couple more episodes, we'll be a whole year into it. So we're welcoming back in our experts today, our home loan experts. Today, joining us, we have Carrie and Julie from UnitedOne Credit Union. Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Glad to have you here for episode number 10, making it to double digits. And, before we dive into today's topic, where we'll be talking about those 10 and done loans or those 10-year home loans and what people can use those for and what those are all about, I'm sure a lot of our listeners have heard that term 10 and done and talking about those 10-year home loans. But before we dive into that topic, I know, Julie, you always love to share with us just a moment of time, a nice little joke of the show.
Yep, let's get it rolling. What does an escalator say when it stops working?
I have no idea, but I'm about to find out.
Nothing. It just stares.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
I know. They're getting better. They're getting better.
They
right?
are.
Right?
Oh, yeah. They're getting better. Okay.
You're the dad joke queen, Julie.
I tried.
So, well, now I got to ask you, because, we all have dance moves and things like that. Did you guys ever do the escalator, where you got behind the couch at home or whatever, and you kind of went down like you were doing the escalator thing? I used to be pretty good at that. Now I'm on the wrong side of 40. The knees don't quite do that jam anymore. So now it's more of like the fall down the stairs.
But you can't get back up.
Like it starts really well, and then the escalator starts to have problems.
Breaks down.
Yes.
I hear you.
So that has definitely happened to me. Not that recently I've tried to do the escalator.
You're gonna try now.
Hey, whatever you got to do. Sometimes, when we've been having some of this kind of rainy weather and things like that, you have to entertain yourself sometimes. Luckily we're on the other side of that now,
You just let me know. I can get some more for you.
Oh, I'm sure you can. You probably have an endless supply.
I do.
Oh, all right. Well, before we take this whole podcast off the rails, that's a stare adjacent joke. Let's move on to today's topic. So today we're going to be talking about those 10 and done loans, or those 10-year home loans, those 10-year mortgage and home equity loans that are available out there. So I'm going to open it up to our experts. Carrie, Julie, which one of you wants to start? I mean, we've all heard that 10 and done kind of term. What's that all about?
It is about using the equity in your home to do other things, to pay off other things. There are so many uses. Don't think that you only have to use it for home improvements. That is one thing you can use it for, and I think everyone is aware of that. There are lots of things. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, I took a call just yesterday that said, is a home equity loan have to be used for my home? I'm like, no, we use your home as collateral, but you can guide the limit. We talked about debt consolidating. We talked about student loans. We talked about maybe a little bit more expensive vacation. I've talked about weddings with people. I've had people that, with the cost of vehicles right now, they're ones that end up keeping their vehicle pretty much until the vehicle dies. That
Right.
taking that out for 10 years maybe is a better option for them. A little bit lower interest rate. So
Especially
the
if they
sky
drive a
is the
truck.
limit. Right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the sky really is the limit. It doesn't have to be used just for home improvements. But maybe you have small projects around the house and, just the painting or maybe updating the flooring. Well, great. Let's come on in and let's talk this out.
Okay.
There also are some situations out there where people may benefit from taking a long-term mortgage and condensing it down and paying it off in 10 years. Say they want to roll some things together, they have a 30-year mortgage, they like paying more, maybe their rate's not fabulous, when you condense it all together and figure out the mean rate between everything, the double-digit credit cards plus the mortgage, you're still coming out ahead. That's what we're here for. We can do calculations and see what is in your best interest.
Well,
Yep.
that's
And
still the main vehicle for wealth in this country, right? Is owning your own home and being able to use that and parlay that asset, which for most people is the largest asset that they own, or that they at least own a portion of or a percentage of, right? That they could use to leverage, consolidating that debt or making those improvements or paying for those things that they might need. That allows them to do that in a more cost-effective way, or in a way that can save them money in the long run. So I know, Carrie, you had mentioned credit card debt. There's a lot of people across the country right now that are really struggling with credit card debt. I think some of the numbers I had seen that on the average, some people are carrying $20,000 to $30,000 in credit card debt. And imagining putting that into a mortgage or rolling that into a home equity loan. If your home's worth a couple $100,000 and you have $20,000 or $30,000 worth of credit card debt, that's not a lot to be adding into that, but could be a huge savings, going from 28-30% interest on a credit card, or even more in some cases, down to rates that would be much, much lower, in single digits, most likely, for most
That's
of the
right.
home loan products out there.
Sure.
correct.
And
A lot
home
of
value. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. A lot of those credit card statements. So if you don't know, look at your credit card statement. A lot of them will say, if you are paying the minimum, this is how long it's going to take to pay it off. Well, those extend out for 30
Longer than
plus
10 years.
years.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that is just something else, let's look at it. I know a lot of people like to pay extra, but if you're still paying $200, $300, $400 in interest on the credit card, why not convert that to a 10-year? You can pay extra. There is no prepayment penalties. You can get that loan paid off maybe even sooner than the 10 years. Let's talk it out. We can run those numbers.
And most people, if you're going to be staying in your home for some period of time, why not use the equity to have a better rate on things that you have to consolidate, things you'd be paying for anyway?
Mhm.
That's true too. Mhm.
I know there's some folks out there that might be thinking that, well, what if I'm a first-time home buyer? Is the 10-year loan really something that they would be, interested in? I mean, I'm sure they hear some of the advertising and marketing that's out there, the buzz around that whole 10 and done thing. But as somebody just starting out, or a first-time home buyer, is the 10-year home loan much of an option for them?
Well, it depends on their down payment. So a lot of first-time home buyers don't have the largest down payment. So 10 years, that payment could be very, very large. So that product might not be the best for a first-time home buyer, but maybe you are on your second home and you sold your house and you are getting quite a bit of proceeds from that house with the market the way it is and the values the way they are. Maybe you can put $100,000 down or $150,000 down, or maybe you've got other funds. Maybe you're an investor and your market has done very well for you, or you've inherited some money to put $100,000 down and then only need to take out maybe a $50,000 or a $75,000 first mortgage, we can look at those 10-year options. Maybe those payments are okay for you, but typically a first-time home buyer doesn't have that type of large down payment, so those payments might be quite large for them over 10 years.
Okay.
There's also the people who are looking at retiring in about 10 years and say, you know what, I want to be pretty much debt free when I retire. I don't want to have to worry about all these monthly payments. So that's their plan anyway, is to pay everything off in a certain amount of years. So it works good for things like that.
It's got to be nice, that feeling of not having a house payment to have to make. I remember my
No
dad
kidding.
doing some strange dance around the kitchen, and I was like, what's going on? You're having a good day. And he's like, this is the last house payment. And he had the paperwork in the mail, and he was finishing all of that. He's like, the last one of these we'll have to make.
Nice.
So he's
The
very, very
mortgage burning
excited.
party.
So yeah, it'd be great that this could be an option for folks like that too, that maybe at one point took out the 30-year loan and they're maybe 10 or 15 years into that. And this could be the opportunity for them to refinance down into the 10, consolidate some of that other debt or some of the other loans that they have into one nice payment with one rate, and then have everything done and paid off in that 10-year window. That would be quite the advantage.
That's right.
And one thing with that 10 years, it stays here at the credit union. It stays local. You're making your payments here. If you want to apply extra to principal, you can do that. You can walk in our branch. You can go online through the app. It's here. That loan does not get sold off to anybody else. It's with us.
Wow, that's nice.
Local servicing is a good thing, especially if you ever have questions or issues. We're here. You can walk into our office, give us a call, shoot us an email, and you're talking to the person who helped you do the loan or someone on the same team. We all work together to help everyone out.
Nice. Hey, you're really putting the local into the local home loan experts there, which we like to hear and have that. So, I mean, that's why we're here as a resource. So, if you're somebody that's out there and you're thinking that the 10-year loan or maybe a 10 and done or utilizing the equity that's been built in your home, as Julie alluded to earlier, the value of homes has really gone up over the past year or so, and they seem to just continue to rise in that regard. And so now's a great time to take advantage of that and be able to use those funds at a pretty low cost to either consolidate debt or pay off your home a little sooner, or some of those other things that we talked about, home renovations, making an addition onto the home. You know, I've heard some people even use it for paying for further education, like if they're going back to school or helping their kids or grandkids with those costs. We all know that higher education and college and universities, even the local ones, can sometimes the costs just continue to rise. And so it's great that we have so many great universities and colleges that are local around here, but helping people with those costs too could really help out, because I know a lot of young folks come out of college with quite a bit of debt. So if this was a way to help them with some of that, could be a great way to help the family and family members too.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, that was kind of a short and sweet episode there for the podcast covering that. Is there anything else that you guys want to say about the 10-year home loans that we have at UnitedOne Credit Union, or that the whole 10 and done thing?
Give us a call.
10 minutes.
Give us a call. Nice. 10 and 10. Give us a call. Let's talk it out. We can give you examples. We don't have to start an application right away. We can give you examples. You can take those examples back and look in your budget. Is this the right answer for you?
Okay. And we're here to help you navigate those decisions and then go through that. So never be afraid to pick up the phone or stop by or drop us an email or go online and fill out a contact us form. our experts are here to help you. So, all righty. Well, thank you, Carrie, Julie. Appreciate both of you being here, and also to our listeners for joining us today. And for everyone, if you have any questions about home loans or home equities or those 10 and done loans that we were talking about today, or anything really having to do with the home buying process, feel free to reach out to us. You can contact us by email at homeloans@unitedone.org. We'd love to hear your questions and answer them in a future podcast. Give us that opportunity. If you like what we're doing, we encourage you to give us a like and rate us wherever you get your podcasts, and feel free to share that with family and friends. You're welcome to follow us on social media. We're on Facebook. We can be found at Facebook/UnitedOneCU, and on Instagram at UnitedOneCU. We look forward to having you join us again next month. But until then, thank you all for tuning in, and take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.